Newport News is a part of the New South. It's not the Old South. Somehow or another, Southern writers are always assumed to have come from quaint towns like Oxford, Mississippi, or pretty little college towns like Chapel Hill, where Thomas Wolfe came from, Faulkner from Oxford, Mississippi. That's not necessarily true. As a matter of fact, Newport News is much more typical of the New South than of the Old South. When Styron was here, and indeed today, this is a city that is full of energy and vitality. It's an industrial city, it's a commercial city, it's also a military city. And you're conscious, even today, of what in Styron's time, the shipyards and the aircraft carriers, and Langley Field in his time with the flying fortresses overhead, the C&O Railroad that still runs right through town, and a massive buildup of military might that took place between World War I and World War II, in which his father played a part as a worker in the shipyards, and in which Styron himself would play a part as a Marine in World War II. So the sense of the power and irresistibility of military might, industrial might, which you see here in the Tidewater, in this region of the Tidewater, much more clearly than you do in other parts of the country. I think that was important for his upbringing. Also, I would emphasize that when you're in Newport News, you're conscious of the nearness of history. We have Jamestown, we have Williamsburg, we have Yorktown, Richmond, but that's history within quotation marks. Certainly that was emphasized to all of us who grew up in Virginia. I did, and I'm about 20 years younger than Styron. But I remember very well my high school training in history and the history of the Old Dominion, and it's a glorious history. It's wonderful to study. It's great fun to go up to Williamsburg, which is like a little jewel box of history, and to walk up and down the streets. We did so when I was a child. Or to go down to Jamestown and to see where the first settlers lived. And right around here, there is history of the Civil War, Big Bethel, Big Bethel with John Bankhead Magruder, the brave Confederate general who turned back the perfidious Yankees as they advanced on Richmond. And of course the Monitor and the Merrimack is nearby. Perhaps most important, across the James River, the Nat Turner Rebellion in Southampton County, all of this impressed itself upon Styron, and I often thought he would have made a terrific academic as a professor of history if he could have written narrative history. He had a real gift for that sort of thing, and he was curious about history as much as he was about literature. So I think the nearness of history was very important for him, maybe even especially the James River, which ran right beside the elementary school here in Hilton Village, and upon which so much of American history began. The early settlers, the first slaves who came up that river, all of this was quite important to him. I don't know what that vibration is back there. I was kind of hoping that my talk would be interrupted as Lewis's was by a new member of the library. I thought it was kind of cool, you know, and you like to see new members of the library, and you need to see